And then we'll go to the importance of keywords. There are so many photographers here that we've talked to locally in our class groups that we do here in Denver that do not use the keyword feature in Lightroom. So importing pictures or exporting pictures, if you're blogging and you're not putting keywords in there, Google cannot see your photos. So I highly suggest you use all the keywords and put them in your keywords folder right here. So, and it'll remember it and give you suggestions as you're typing. So if you're working with the same vendor, you want Denver senior portraits or Denver wedding photography, Denver wedding photographers, and it helps with your SEO. So instead of seeing a blank picture, which most photography blogs are all about pictures, it can see all the pictures and kind of help you with the SEO rankings. So as far as keywords and where to do that at, over here on the right-hand side, if you guys can see, keyword tags. So I'm going to put right in here, Denver, sorry, again, I can't type, Denver engagement portraits, Denver engagement session. I can sit there and type in as much as I want. I can type in my business name. And then I'm just going to sync all of it. It'll sync automatically as soon as I export it, or I can do it on import. Another thing I want to talk to you about too is setting up your metadata. And let me get back to the presentation. This is so important in this day and age where, as photographers, we give out our pictures, we tag people on Facebook. We get annoyed when the clients cut out our logo or our watermark in there. This kind of takes it all away, so you really don't have to worry about it. The biggest thing is protecting your images. So in your metadata presets, you're going to create a name. Oops, let me go back. You're going to create a name for, I do 2011. This is my copyright. If I've rated it or labeled it, which I did, I labeled it blue, blog will show up. And then my caption, it says copyright. Down here, I put my copyright information, the year, and also my website. Putting that right there together, if you go on Facebook and I tag somebody in that picture, or I give them my flash drive of images that they can use, my information is still going to show up, even if they have all the images that was built in the package. I do put in our name and our phone number, and again, our website down here. So it links back to your website. You know, you'll be able to get more jobs. I'll show you a little picture real quick here on Facebook. Here's a picture I tagged. I sent them in the flash book right here. My information pops up, 2011 elegant images. My website pops up right here. So I highly suggest that you do this, especially if you're giving your photos away. You know, I watermark my pictures right here, but it can be cropped out. So this is hugely successful as far as keeping your name out there and protecting your images, and also trying to get new jobs when you have photos out there and people don't know who took that picture and want to hire you. So Facebook is a very powerful tool to get new jobs. And that information is going to be set up right here. I have my 2009, 2010, 2011, and I also have one for my seniors. So if I wanted to do that, I would just open, excuse me, open to edit, and here's my 2011 copyright. Again, I put my name here. I have these checked. I have my name and my website right here in my copyright, the Iptc folder. Copyright status checked, and then my. So once you're done, you're good to go. And you can do this on import, or if you're working on images and you forgot to do it, I can just select. I can select them all. Go, I want my copyright information on here. I want to sync my metadata to all of them selected, and it'll go through there and sync that. So that's a huge advantage for photographers, especially in this day and age of Lightroom. I mean, not Lightroom, sorry, Facebook, because Facebook's a powerful tool, but you also want to protect your information. As far as export presets in Lightroom, create them all. Stop the repetition of typing in what you need. So I have my digital negative export preset, my final. I have size for the blog, for email, for Facebook, HD slideshow, yearbook submission, which is basically a 2x3, so I don't have to do it. Before I started using the publish feature, I had iPad exports. The biggest thing I can convey is just kind of organize yourself to stop the repetition, use the features. It's kind of just like, you know, the popularity of actions. It takes all the long work out of the way, where you can do the shortcut, but you still get the same results. And then that is pretty much it besides this. Exports for for Lightroom, you can get them free off of Jeffrey's blog. Here's the website right down here. I'll leave that up for a little bit. This is my last slide, and then I'll go into questions if you guys have any. But you can go to his website right here and get all kind of presets, export presets for Twitter, PhotoBucket, Flickr, SmugMug, Zenfolio, Facebook. I definitely suggest you grabbing some of these. They're free. It'll take out some of the guesswork, and it's easy to do. So that's it for me, Kevin. If you want to open it up to any questions, I'm good to go. Thanks for everybody for attending.
Okay. Yeah, we have quite a few questions here. So one thing I'm getting here, and we can talk offline about this as well, but there is a lot of requests for the PDFs and for the documents you had in the beginning.
Okay.
Is there, how can anyone that attended the webinar, how would they be able to see these or communicate with you about some information about how they can create these themselves?
I can get them to email me personally just to take the load off, and I'd be willing to share them. I'll go to the next site. You can get my contact information. As I said, we have two websites, rocastudios.com or elegant-image.com. Just go through the contact bar, or you can email me at rdothwell@me.com. Be more than happy to share. It's just a Word document or a PDF, and you can make your own. But it'll kind of give you a starting point to do that. So just give me a holler, and I'll get that taken care of for you.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, there's a couple other requests for other documents. Like I know sample work schedule for you, or when you had that slide showing your typical work week, there's a couple of requests for that as well. So if anyone does have any requests for Ross about that, feel free to email him about that. And also, when you edit your images, are you editing in RAW or are you editing while they're JPEGs?
I am. I shoot RAW, and I do edit them while they're in RAW, and then I export them to JPEG. I do keep my edited, color-corrected RAW files on disk, but I do not keep the original files and the shots that I did not use. And then my JPEGs are backed up on a mirrored RAID, so if one hard drive goes out, the other one's got it backed up. Plus, I also have them, I'm a little anal when it comes to that. I also have them backed up on DVD just in case, and keep one at home and then one at the in-laws. Because hard drives do crash, but I've enjoyed my mirrored RAID, and I highly suggest it. Drobo makes a good one. I just bought the new Drobo. Haven't set it up yet, but I'm excited to use it. I was using a Buffalo Terror Station beforehand that lasted me about 3 years. That's almost to capacity. Okay,
excellent. Now, one other thing that we are getting requests for, as far as syncing up the iDevice, I know this is kind of off topic, but when you sync up your iDevice, I guess actually how do you sync it up? With your iPad or iPhone? Do you have is there a certain workflow you go through to sync that up?
Basically, once you connect any iDevice to, or I shouldn't just say any iDevice. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad or even an iPod Touch, once you sync it up to iTunes, you can specifically tell what songs you want, what movies you want, what videos you want, what photos you want, and I manually manage those folders, and I say always sync with my iDevices. And if I've updated it, updated pictures, and I hadn't synced my iPad for a while, it'll automatically put those pictures in there. So, and it's a great selling tool. I can't tell you how many times I've used it to show products or swatches, album swatches, or anything like that. So it works really well.
Okay, excellent. And also, can you go back to the one slide that you were on right before you actually opened up Lightroom? And just so we can keep that up, I actually don't remember off the top of my head exactly which one it was.
Before I went into Lightroom, iDevices, keywords, metadata, presets, the instructions. You want the instructions for setting up the settings I used for the iDevices?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. On the publish feature. So using the publish feature is great because it especially with Lightroom 3. Lightroom 2, I'm not sure it does it as well. I think you had to go through iPhoto to actually sync it up. But Lightroom 3 actually syncs up where it'll where you can export and use the publish feature to have all your categories.
Okay, thank you. And then anyone that is requesting, if they can see the webinar again, it is being recorded so that you can view this afterwards. It will be available from the blog later this week. And just to answer a couple more questions.
I am not going to watch that all wait.
As far as the settings regarding the metadata on exporting from Lightroom, can you go back through that where you did that again? Because I'm getting a couple of requests on how you did that.
Okay, the metadata right here is in the library mode. Can everybody see my? You can see my Lightroom screen.
Yeah.
And what you want to do, and when you open your metadata, usually the preset will say blank. So you're going to go to Edit Presets to start up your preset. So, and then you can make this as default. So once you have it as your default, it'll automatically sync every time you do an import. So you just put that setting. But right now, since I have my seniors at a different brand than my wedding business and portrait business, I do it manually every time. So I go to Edit Presets right up here. And my box will pop up right here. So here's my preset, my custom settings. If I want to create or work on a different one that I've had over the years, I can go back and adjust it, but I'm going to go my custom preset. I'm going to give that a name. So give it your business name. So you know, if it's Joe Photography, put that in there. My check marks, you can check mark rating if you want. It's not a big deal. I left mine there. It just shows me that this was one of my original rated photos. If you want to label it or caption it, you can. Just make sure those are check marked. And the important part is the Iptc copyright information. So you want to have your business name or your personal name on there and also your website on there for it to show up on Facebook. Even though you're down here under the creator website, even though that's in there, that will not show up on Facebook for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but I tweaked around with it, and this works. Copyright status, that'll give you the little copyright symbol. Another great thing is about metadata, too. If you give your files out on disk and somebody's going to try to print it up, a lot of times, like, we get calls all the time, and I kind of cringe, but they're like, yeah, this is so-and-so from Sam's Club. I have somebody here printing your pictures. I'm just like, oh, you're killing me printing there, you know. But that's just another story. I'd rather have them printed at a custom lab. But it has all your contact information, so they can see that on there if they need to. So does that answer the question?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I tend to talk fast. I should apologize about that in the beginning.
That's okay. One thing, another question we're getting here, for when you do an engagement session and also a wedding for the same clients, and I know you had touched on that you are you use the date and to start out all of your folders, but do you have any way of linking those up so that you can go back later to see both of those, just in case you don't have the exact date that you shot their event?
Well, you can search the names in the Finder window if you needed to. So if I go to, sorry, I'm going to kind of go through here, range it so everybody can see it. So my hard drive is.
So you do have two separate folders, like one for their engagement session and then one for the actual wedding or the day of the event, right? Okay.
I do. And the only reason we do that is we actually, when we photograph a wedding, we do a day of slideshow at their wedding. And we use these little photo cards or event cards that we pass out to people that gives them instructions of how to see the site. We want our couple to see the site first, so we didn't use the same name. So we didn't actually upload to collages and say, you know, have one category that says engagement session and one category that says wedding photos. We probably should, but we want them to see their wedding first, and to release it, if they signed up already, they would be notified. So we just started doing them separately. So under here, 2010 clients. I have weddings, engagement sessions, day after sessions, all separately. So I do not. I keep them in two separate folders, just to answer your question.
Okay, awesome.
Sorry.
That is all of the questions for right now. What I am going to do is I am actually going to take the screen back just so I can finish up the last slide that I have. And so let me change the screen here.
And thanks for everybody attending. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, email me, Facebook me, Twitter me. I'll be glad to help you out, give you some of those papers to get you started so you can make your own, and then you'll be good to go.
And what I'll do, Ross, is I will, or for everyone out there, I will CC Ross on the follow-up email that we are sending out, just in case you have any specific questions for Ross. Or, I do ask, we don't want to bombard Ross with all these questions. So if I can answer your questions, I would like to take some of the load off of Ross. So you'll be able to email me at webinar@collagesWebinars.com.